The room was silent except for the slow ticking of a clock that had seen decades pass. Outside, the world still whispered her name with glamour and reverence, but inside, something heavier lingered. Brigitte Bardot, the icon, the symbol, the woman who once stopped traffic with a glance, had made a decision that would leave her family stunned, emotional, and asking questions that may never have answers. What happens when a legend chooses a legacy no one saw coming? For years, Bardot had lived as a paradox. To the public, she was frozen in time, golden hair, fearless eyes, the embodiment of freedom. But behind closed doors, she had retreated from the spotlight, choosing quiet mornings, handwritten letters, and long walks among animals she loved more than applause. Fame had given her everything, yet taken something to, and as the years passed, the question quietly formed: who would inherit the weight of her life's work? In a sunlit villa in Saint-Tropez, Bardot sat alone one afternoon, her hands resting on old photographs, lovers, film sets, red carpets, faces that once mattered deeply, now fading into memory. Family, too distant, complicated, connected by blood but separated by choices. The air felt heavy, as if the walls themselves were listening. It was in moments like these that she began thinking not about money, but meaning, not about heirs, but impact. When word first surfaced that Bardot had structured her fortune in an unconventional way, it didn't make headlines immediately. There was confusion, then disbelief. Friends whispered, lawyers double-checked documents, and her family, those who assumed tradition would carry them forward, were left grappling with an emotional shock, not just because of the numbers involved, but because of what the decision seemed to say. Was this rejection, or something far more personal? Those close to her describe a woman shaped by disillusionment. Love had come and gone. Trust had been broken more than once. Fame, once intoxicating, had turned suffocating. Animals, on the other hand, never lied to her. They didn't betray her. They didn't ask for explanations. Over time, her devotion grew into purpose, and her purpose became her legacy. But could her family see it that way? Imagine the moment they realized the fortune, once assumed to be a safety net, a continuation of lineage, had been redirected. Tears didn't come from greed alone. They came from hurt, from feeling unseen, from wondering where they fit into her story. Was this her final statement, or a quiet cry for understanding that came too late? One relative reportedly sat in silence for hours, staring at the floor, replaying childhood memories. Birthdays missed. Calls not returned. Conversations postponed indefinitely. Inheritance, after all, is rarely just about money. It's about validation, about being remembered. And in that moment, the realization cut deep. Love doesn't always follow expectation. Yet Bardot herself remained calm. Those who visited her during this period say she was resolute, even serene. She spoke softly, but with conviction. She believed legacy wasn't about bloodlines, it was about values, about protecting the voiceless, about ensuring her life stood for something beyond admiration. Was that selfish? Or was it the most honest choice she could make? The public reacted in waves. Some praised her courage, others questioned her heart, but beneath the opinions lay a deeper truth. Bardot had always lived on her own terms. From walking away from Hollywood at the height of her fame to embracing causes others found inconvenient. She never followed scripts written by others. So why would her final act be any different? As time moves forward, the family remains divided, not just over assets, but over interpretation. Some see betrayal. Others see a woman staying true to herself until the very end. And perhaps both can exist at once. Because people, like legacies, are rarely simple. So what does it mean to leave something behind? Is it comfort for those closest to us? Or a statement to the world about who we truly were? Brigitte Bardot's choice forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about love, expectation, and the price of living authentically. In the end, the fortune is just a number. The real inheritance is the conversation it sparked, the tears it caused, the values it challenged, and the reminder that even icons are human. And as the clock continues to tick in that quiet room, one question remains unanswered. When your final chapter is written, who will understand the story you were trying to tell?